Ramen Games. What do you guys think of the conference overall?
I think it was fine. I think that the press conference was uh yeah. I mean, it was corny, but it was like that '90s corny type of deal.
My my big thing about it, it was very corny, very cheesy. Um, but it had this very hey, does anyone want to look at my son's first green screen using After Effects thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the overall presentation of this conference. So I was taking notes, and I was like just going off the top of my head, typing stuff. It was like, okay, Tim and Eric vibe. It was kind of like, all right, like cringy stuff like that. Definitely a parody of an actual conference. Supposed to be funny, but just like the fucking bad acting, it just wasn't funny. It was just kind of cringy. It was just kind of cringy. They had like this
You know why?
they hold on. They just had this whole like 3D visual of like this like crowd that like they were apparently like going to. It's kind of like Devolve Digital if they weren't funny.
What I
Wow.
was gonna say
Wow.
was
Damn.
what I was
I
gonna
mean
say
that's
was
that's
Jesus.
just the
the
way I
jokes. The
felt.
jokes are there. The jokes are clearly there.
It is
The-
there. It
the-
is there. Just the fucking
I personally feel
the
like
delivery.
had they gotten some really bad actors, like overtly bad actors, to do what they did on stage, it would have been funnier. Because it would have then jumped
Yeah.
into like the not funny and it becomes funny thing.
Mhm.
This was
Yeah.
this was like, here's that line, and they were like right fucking here. They needed to be here, but they were right here. So
Okay, no, that's the whole reason why I say it's Tim and Eric, right? It was like, okay, they're not really good at acting, or they're so good at acting that they're actually fucking terrible. But these guys they just can't act, and it
Well,
was
that's
just
my
kind
point,
of
like-
cringy,
if you watch Awesome Show, Great Job,
and it's not funny.
you can
It's
see
not fucking funny.
if you watch Awesome Show, Great Job, you see the not funny, like, right? You see the
Yeah.
and it's because the people that they hire to do the scenes are really bad. There's a whole sketch in a show that we watched for All Queued Up called "I Think You Should Leave" with Tim Robinson, and it's a whole bit where they're trying to they're asking a group of people like what features would they like in a car, and everyone's a decent actor except this one guy who's intentionally, like, they hired him because he's bad, and
Yeah.
and that's what made the sketch so fucking funny.
Yeah,
If
I
they
mean,
did that with this, it would have been that much
yes,
funnier.
it would have been fucking hilarious. But I think that like they tried so hard to be fucking bad but funny, but it just came off as like
yeah.
I'm giving them the
But
benefit.
other than that though, there's some fucking hype shit. There's some hype shit in
Oh,
this
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
show.
And I was gonna
So-
answer that. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm not
Yeah,
harping it too
yeah.
much.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I couldn't do anything better.
Yeah, their whole company motto is to make physical copies of indie games that only had a digital release.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean, come
Um,
on,
one of-
like my whole fucking showcase for games would be YouTube. And that's saying something.
Yeah, I'm not super into having physical copies, but I know that there are a lot of people that do because they can put that on the shelf. They can go, this is my collection. And
Yeah.
one could argue that they could just buy jewel cases of the same size and then print out the fucking cover and yada, yada, yada. But it's not the same as having the physical thing. Plus, they have stated, and I totally agree with this, it is arguably the best way to preserve the past, essentially. Like,
Yeah,
when we move way past the Switch, there will be a catalog of these physical games that people can see and use. And but like, one of my favorite things about them is they're very adamant about putting stuff on the Vita.
yeah, no, like that shit surprised me. Like I was
There's
just
a
like,
thing on screen right now that was very.
oh god, I wanted to throw myself out of a window, and I'm like, why am I watching this? But anyway, but I was like Vita, I thought that they were joking. I thought that it was gonna be like a joke a bit. I'm like, okay, these guys are like on the same level as, like a funny type of group of people. But
So
it's like no, we're dead serious. This is coming to Vita.
Well, I understand. So let's be clear about something. There is a very good reason why they make Vita games, and there's a shit ton of indie games that are on the Vita that don't have a physical thing.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing that they're making these Vita games physical, so that way there is that whole like backlog.
Yeah.
However, a lot of the games they showed already exist on other consoles.
Yes.
So there's a like Monster Cat, or not Monster Cat, that's a fucking artist. The game they're showing right now.
Mm-hmm.
That game only exists like the kitty thing or whatever. That game only exists in the Vita. Mm-hmm. Make a physical copy of that. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of the games I'm just like there's a bunch they showed off. I was like, yikes.
So I was kind of yikes at the game that they had like announced. Like maybe there's like a cult following for like these games that I don't really like know about. But the ones that had stood out for me that I took note of was Guacamelee, Meat Boy, Metal Slug 3, and a big reveal for that section of their conference was Papers, Please.
Yeah,
that was big. Well, it's really funny. It's really funny that you mentioned those because I don't give a shit about physical games. I really, really don't.
Me either.
But there's a big but. I fucking love Rogue Legacy. Yeah. It is easily one of my favorite games, and the fact that they're making a physical copy of that for the Switch, I'm like very tempted to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's only so I can put it on my shelf, but I don't know. Like, here's the justification of it that I shouldn't really put too much context into it, is because I don't have other games to put on my shelf. So why would I care?
Like here's cool. The whole like other thing that I was like kind of like thinking about, like seeing these games come to the Vita. Is that Vita like a part of the reason why like it had actually died was because like piracy is like a big thing.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to bring these games to this system that is pretty much dead at this fucking point.
You said it best.
Known for fucking piracy, and it's like, okay, like yeah, like cool, but like how much money are you gonna actually like make off of this stuff? You know,
they made
that
joke. They made that joke.
Yeah. Ironically, as much as the Vita is shutting down and that they're no longer going to be existing in the future, the people who still own the Vita are still buying games. Like there's still an audience out there that's going to be going out there and buying the games. It's kind of like how it was with the Switch early on before the Switch came out. There was a dedicated core. So
okay, but the whole thing about it is, like I said, piracy with the system is fucking like rampant. So the only people who are going to pick this stuff up as a physical copy are, in my opinion, are going to be the hipsters.
So here's the thing, Ramen. I think that's interesting. Their name isn't just the name of their company. It's quite literally how they run things. Everything they make is a limited run.
Mm-hmm. Watching this conference and the games that are coming up that we're going to be talking about. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? It's
a lot of these
cool.
Vita games are only getting like 40 copies or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I think they do take a little bit of a hit on those because, again, like not even GameFly rents out fucking Vita games.
But like at least like, so for like me, I'd be like, okay, if I had a Vita, I'd be like, okay, hey, I have a physical copy of Super Meat Boy, and like I would hang that up next to my Super Meat Boy poster that I have.
Yeah, it is definitely
like,
that type.
Probably put that up, and like I would fucking buy it just to put it next to my Super Meat Boy poster.
Yeah, it's definitely that type of the way Limited Run works. It's like you buy the game. It's almost like buying like a vinyl of a song.
Yeah.
Or of a band.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's why they make these things. But we have to move on. We have to move on because we've hit our 10-minute mark.
Okay.
Real brief though, before we go on, they are doing something fucking rad. I don't know how they were able to get it done, but they are bringing a shit ton of old Star Wars games.
That is fucking awesome. How is my question?
So apparently, I was reading down here, and it says starting June 28th, the Star Wars Bounty Hunter on PlayStation 4, Star Wars, NES, and Game Boy Limited Run games will be re-releasing LucasArts classics and elaborate collector's edition packages every month, including games from fan favorite franchises such as Star Wars and Monkey Island.
Yes.
So,
oh shit, Monkey Island?
Yeah.
That's tight. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
can
might
go through,
buy some of the Star Wars things. Like,
same.
So can I go through some like bullet points of that conference before we move on?
very quickly, because we don't want to go over too
much. Hover, Jet Set Radio Cross, Tornado Pro Skater, multiplayer, open world, Transistor coming to Switch and PS4, awesome game. And then on Switch, Rogue Legacy, Dark Devotion, Freedom Planet, which is like a Sonic style game, Turok 1 and 2, Blastmaster Zero, THQ Nordic is doing Red Faction 1 re-release, and then on the 3DS they ended up doing Mutant Mudds, which is a pretty good game. They did some Sega Saturn remasters, which is Corpse Killer, Double Switch, Myst on Switch, Mercenary Kings, which is like a Metal Slug style game, and then Star Wars collection is what I have on my bullet points here.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah.
A lot of bullet points, almost the whole conference, I'd say.